What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Greg M here with your sports report for track and field. And I'm talking about the men's 200 meters. The heats was looking pretty interesting as Bryan Levell from Jamaica. Let me go to his heat. He was in heat 5. For those of you who all saw it, that's the easiest 19.84 I've ever seen. Normally, usually in the midway of the season, they start running those kind of times. And sometimes they have to be running hard just to run 9.84 until they peak for major championships. 19.84. Bryan Levell made that look so easy. He looks strong. We already know he ran like a 19.82 in some meet somewhere. And then the way he looked in his heats, his opening heats, was looking good. To me, no lies, looked like he was, it looked relaxed, but he didn't look as relaxed as Levell. The only other one I say would look relaxed is Kung Fu Kenny, BEDNAREK. Everybody else to me was kind of working. In the end, let's see, he get off the curve and started to get into his top end. But then near the end, shut it down, but was doing some kind of hopping near, bowing his head or something. I don't know why he was doing that. But let's look at the results here. Heat 1. Orlando took that. Those are the top 3 qualifiers. 20.10. Van Newkirk decided that he's going to test his luck in the 200. Sweden, 20.3. Nobody else is a factor. Robert Gregory, the USA, nothing. Japan, nothing. Great Britain. In Heat 2, from Zimbabwe, 19.91. Now, he looked kind of good, too. I can say it's going to be a 4 or 5 guys, man, that's going to push. Courtney Lindsay pull out second place at 19.95, so he's coming to make up for his disappointment in the 100 meters. Adrian Kerr from Jamaica showed at 20.13. He's going to have to improve upon that in the semis, though, if he plan on going into the finals. So, 19.91, Tapi Wanashi, Lindsay, 19, Adrian Kerr, Jamaica, 20.13, 20.2, season's best, Ryan ZZ, Aaron Brown, 20.33. You see the rest of them. You got to be 20 flat or 19s if you're going to make it to the next round. E3, Kenny BEDNAREK, he look easy, 19.98. Udodi, 20.27. Dambile from South Africa, 20.27 qualifiers. Season best from Sweden, 20.38, and Jerome Blake, 20.4. So anything under 20.1, man, or 20.2 is just not gonna make it. Noah Lyles came through too. Like I say, he looked relaxed, but not as relaxed again like Bryan Levell. But we'll see. Semifinals is when you're gonna know who is who have a the most or the best chance of going 1, 2, 3 for the medals. Of course, we already went through Bryan Levell. I had to start it with that my homeboy looking good. Let's see the TEBOGO, 20.18. He probably could have ran like a 19.9 to qualify, but he was bowing and hopping his head. I hope he don't play around for the semifinals, because that's where people get surprised and get knocked out. Netherlands, 20.3. This is probably the slowest of all. 20.3. So Netherlands 20.3, Japan 20.3, but he qualified. 20.46 for Tartu, Italy, Puerto Rico 20.6. But that Heat 5, Bryan Levell to me looks relaxed. The man shut it down from about 30 meters from the finish line and ran 19.84. That's a telling sign that this young man is ready and willing to rise to the occasion to fill Bolt. Usain Bolt was vacated that 200 spot due to retirement, and we have not had nobody that come this close. Remember, Levell ran a 19.69, I think, going into Tokyo, and I think he's going to do great things in the semifinals. I mean, long as he stay healthy, the Jamaica trials, he didn't make it in the 100 because he cramped up, but he was able to recover from the cramp and qualify in the 200, and here he is. Kind of good because he didn't have to worry about the 100 meters. A lot of these guys are not coming in with fresh legs, except for the 200 specialists who didn't do any other event. They didn't run in the 100, so they are a little bit fresher, but they're not as talented, not all of them. And I think Bryan Levell, to be honest with you, I think he could have been in the finals of the 100 too. And I think this man is well coached. He looks well conditioned. He looks ready to run faster. And I can't wait to see what he look like in the semifinals. I don't know who he's going to draw in the semifinals, but whoever he's with, I think he's ready to rise to the occasion. Let's hope he stays focused, run his own race, and don't get out of his race plan. Because, the head games are going to come. Some guys, once they get in there with a top guy or two, they can't seem to handle the pressure and run worse than they did, prior to meeting up with those guys. Some guys can run the best when they're running with nobody. Guys that they know are not up to par with them and they can relax and look easy and run fast. The test is when you're with all the fast guys and you line up against them and you can pull away and pull out the win and run a fast time. So let's see what's going to happen, man. The men looking good. Bryan Levell might be the I don't know if he'll win gold, but he look like he can win gold. But I definitely think he has a chance to medal. And the women 200, Eat One and Nivea battle for the USA 2207, not bad. Marie Jose Talu 2239. She was, just chilling in the second spot. She ran hard 100 rounds. And she's a little older, so it's going to be a test for her. I don't think she has a chance to medal. I would probably think if she had ran maybe 22 or, 8 or something like that, I could see it. Or 22-1. But the other women are 22-9 and 23s. Those are the top two. E2, Melissa, man, she looking good. She just like motoring, man. She got good turnover, good top end. She don't break a stride, man. She look relaxed doing it. 22-2-4. Thelma Davis, Liberia, 22-7-6 far. Another Ivory Coast, Jessica, 22-8-1. Everybody else is, 22-9s and 22-8s really is not going to cut it. Even 22-7, that's qualifying, but I don't see that having a chance, but maybe to make it. I don't see them having a chance getting out of the semis with that kind of time. Heat 3, Mackenzie Long, 22-5-1, okay. Shot kind of work for that. Ashanti Moore pushed her 22-5-7 from Jamaica. I can see those two making it to the semis. The 22-8s, at this point, not going to make it. You see the rest of the times there. I'm not going to go over those. Heat 4, Brittany Brown, 22-5 again. Bahamas, 22-5-7. Strahan, Antonique Strahan. Daryl Needle, 22-5. She qualified. So they'll probably make it through the semis. Heat 5, Sharika Jackson. Not looking too bad. Still not looking as smooth and as quick as I'd like to see her. But she looked relaxed enough to put up a good competitive performance in the semis to make it to the finals. I think she'll make it to the finals. She probably just holding back. You know, she ran some hard 100. I think that 10.88 should give her some confidence to know that she's getting back her groove and her speed, you know. Amy Hunt 22.57. Then Belgium 22.74. And then Leduc 22.8. Eat 6. Dina Asher Smith. She's hungry, boy. You know, she's had so many disappointments of late, you know, the last couple of years. I mean, she worked hard for trying to get them goals at the major championships, Olympics, World Championships, but she's always in there in the finals, you know, and she's a good curve runner. She just, you know, having a hard time finishing, you know, and holding that momentum. Tour release 22.56. Spain, Besto 22.74. So, what y'all think, ladies and gentlemen? Melissa Jefferson is going to do a double, win goal again? Or Sharika Jackson going to rise to the occasion? And Dina Asher Smith going to push? You know, Dina Asher Smith is going to push. She had nothing to lose at this point. Sharika Jackson have a lot to prove that she's coming back into form. And to put up a good performance to go into next year with confidence if she's going to be looking at continuing improvement. But it just took a while to get back in shape for her, you know, playing it safe. But the young Melissa Jefferson Wood, man, she's looking strong. So, but I'm looking for Dina Asher Smith to make it through there. Even the Australian, in Eat 5, Sharika Jackson, 22.33. You know, hopefully she'll go at least a 22 flat or 21.9 in the semis. So we can say, all right, she has a chance to medal. You know, Melissa Jefferson's probably going to run at 21.8 in the semis. Brittany Brown, I think, is going to make it, through from the semis to the finals. Mackenzie Long, I think, will make it. Ashanti Moore is going to have to come out and run better than 22.57. She's going to run at least a 22.1 to make it to, or 22.2, the slowest, to make it into the from the semis to the finals. And he too, Melissa Jefferson, I think she's going to run a 21.8 to send a signal to the rest of the field. Because I think she's at this point now, 10.61 is capable of a 21.8. And Eat 1 Battle definitely gonna make it with the 22.07. Talu will probably make it there just off of experience and drive. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be, those are my picks to make it through to the finals. But for the winning, after that, I think it's gonna take at least a 21.8, 21.9, the slowest, to qualify top automatic qualifiers. And then I think once you get to the final, it's gonna take Melissa Jefferson is probably gonna run on a 21.6.8 or 21.7.2 to win the finals. I don't know if she have the strength to run like what Sharika Jackson did when she was in the best of her form. I don't see her doing a 21.4, even with the 10.6, because she doesn't, to me, have that 400 meter strength and speed endurance. If she's gonna really, I have to see how she look when she's under pressure, whoever she draws in the semis. But if she come on and run a 21.7 in the semis, then I think she's gonna definitely take the double gold and win that 200. But I think it's at least 21.8 minimum, and then everything is on the table for the finals. But anybody else who needs to win bronze or silver and bronze after that, they're gonna have to run 21.7 high, 21.8 lows. That's just the talent I see right now. I don't think anybody is over the top, like way out there, untouchable in the in the 200 that they gonna run 21-5 or 4 like Shericka Jackson. I just don't see it, even with Melissa Jefferson. But I can give her at least 21-6-9, 21-7-2. So we'll see though. But that's my take on that. What y'all think? What y'all think? The 200 is gonna be Noah Lyles. Look like Bryan Levell is gonna throw himself in there. You know, because he's already telling them, hey, I'm gonna be in the mix. The way he look. And Bednarek is going to try and get over his disappointment. I know he's hungry and more motivated than ever. He has missed out on some opportunity to get goal when he was looking good. And let's see TEBOGO, he has some disappointment to get over with too. But I don't know, man. The men, to me, is a little open. It depends on what the semis look like. But we'll see. That's it anyway. I'm just taking the time to think about what I want to say. But we'll wait until semifinals tomorrow and then go from there again. Alright, that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.